Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Tuesday, December 31st, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin this New Year's Eve edition with the final episode of Monday Night Raw on USA Network, which aired live last night from the Toyota Center in Houston. The show concluded with a face-to-face promo segment between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, who are scheduled to wrestle in the main event next week when Raw debuts on Netflix. The heated war of words between the two included veiled references to Vince McMahon and AEW, as well as Punk's extensive time away from the company.
Self-proclaimed best in the world? Yeah, because I believe in myself. Self-professed martyr? You're damn right. I came back. I didn't want to make friends. I said very publicly, I'm here to make money. And next week, oh baby, I get to make a boatload of cash, making you the victim you so badly want to be, little brother. Oh, cut that crap, man. Cut that little brother crap. That don't work no more. You know the difference between you and everybody else that left? They actually did leave, all right? My wife, she's taking a break to raise a kid. I know you don't know what that's like. Stone Cold, he said it was the biggest mistake he ever made. He understands about change, all right? You left. You wanted this place to die with the echoes of those CM Punk chants. You went on your buddy's podcast, tried to tear this place down. When that didn't work, you took every single shot you could to try to kill this place, and you still couldn't do it. And then you took a big chunk of change to go join the competition. How'd that work out for you?
The show opened with a segment in which Jey Uso was attacked from behind during his promo by Drew McIntyre, who left him laying with a Claymore kick. In the semifinals of the Women's Intercontinental Title Tournament, Dakota Kai beat Zoe Stark and Lyra Valkyria topped Io Sky, setting up Kai versus Valkyria in the final match next week to determine the first title holder. The advertised match between R-Truth and Pete Dunne never took place, as Dunne jumped Truth on the entrance ramp before the match could begin. In other results, Chad Gable defeated Otis by submission. Damian Priest and the War Raiders beat the Judgment Day when Priest pinned Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus returned to TV attacking Ludwig Kaiser during a promo segment. In ratings news, last week's final Smackdown of 2024 drew an audience of 1.568 million viewers to USA Network, according to Programming Insider. That's up from the previous week's audience of 1.326 million. The rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a .45, also up from the previous week's rating of .37. The final episode of AEW Rampage, which aired later the same night, drew an audience of 276,000 to TNT, up from the previous week's audience of 227,000, according to Programming Insider. The 18 to 49-year-old demographic rating was a .08, also up from the previous week's rating of .06. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.